There we go.
My favorite subject.
Fasting? Well, seeing that we started a little bit earlier than usual, yeah, we might actually even get through fasting. Yeah, so, but we'll see. But who in here has ever fasted before? Show of hands.
A couple of hours.
A couple hours? Okay. All right. Now, who in here has fasted without the reason of medical purposes? Like, I'm not talking about when the doctor says, hey, you got surgery tomorrow, so you can't eat things for 24 hours. I'm not talking about that. All right. Who's fasted without any medical reasons?
What about diet?
Diet, yes. Yeah. I see you, Pete. I know, I see you waving. Yeah, I'm not going to forget Pete. But diet, okay. All right. Was yours diet?
No, I had done some bad things that morning,
Oh, okay.
so I didn't take my lunch with me.
All right. Okay, so some in here has fasted. Who in here has not fasted? Okay. All right. Now, I'm asking that question. I'm not trying to embarrass anybody. But the reason why I asked that question is because I'm hoping that after at least this discussion, this lesson, like I said, I mean, we may even get through fasting and actually onto the next section of the Sermon on the Mount. But after hearing the discussion about fasting, it may actually encourage you. I'm hoping and praying that it will encourage you to try the fast. There's actually different types of fasting. There is the all fasting, which means that no food, nothing to drink besides either water or white grape juice. Yep, those are the only things that you can drink. Then there's the intermediate fasting. Make sure I pronounce that correctly this time. Yeah.
It's intermittent.
No, I think it's intermediate.
Intermittent.
Intermittent. Okay, intermediate. Okay, either one. That fasting means that, okay, perhaps you don't eat breakfast, you don't eat lunch, and you just go through the day and you wait to eat until dinner time or supper time.
And have all 3 meals at once.
I have all 3 meals at once. Well, breakfast, lunch, and supper all at once in the evening. I don't think that's going to work out too well for you, because the fact of the matter is that when you have fasted, you actually, when you make that moment to, or not moment, but I said when you make that decision to start eating, you actually need to eat something light and a little at a time. That's when you do the all fasting. If you do an all fasting, and let's say you go for 2 weeks and you decide to actually end the fasting, you would not want to eat a box of pizza, all right, or fried chicken. No, you would want to eat something like toast and take it a bite at a time, because I tell you, if you decide to just be like, oh, I'm going to end my fasting today, that was good, and then you just scarf down a whole bunch of pizza or fried food, you're going to see the food again. I can assure you, you will. Yes, you will. I can assure you, you will. So when that moment comes, when you end the fasting, you want to take something small, like a piece of toast, and take a bite at a time, little at a time, and then the next morning, then you can eat a full meal. And so as an intermittent or intermediate fasting, obviously it's okay for you to eat a full-on meal. You don't need to take a toast and at night and take a little bite at a time. You can just skip breakfast, skip lunch, and then have that big full meal before you go to bed. All right, and so then that's kind of the 2 prominent types of fasting. Now, I want to be clear that in this discussion, we are talking about fasting as how Jesus and them knew what fasting was. I'm not talking about fasting from the internet, fasting from video games, or fasting from anything. That's not what they heard what fasting was all about. I mean, not in their day and age. When we're talking about fasting, we're talking about fasting from physical food, okay? That is the application that I want us to make here. If you want to fast from video games, go have at it. If you want to fast from the internet, have at it. Fast from social media, have at it, okay? But doing the text justice and using it in its proper context, I want to make the specific application to be fasting from physical food. Okay, so Matthew chapter 6, verse 16 through 18. And hopefully everybody got the handouts that David was generously passing out when you walked in. Matthew chapter 6, can I get somebody to read verse 16 through 18?
And whenever you fast, do not put on a gloomy face as the hypocrites do, for they neglect their appearance in order to be seen fasting by men. Truly I say to you, they have their reward in full. But you, when you fast, anoint your head and wash your face, so that you may not be seen fasting by men, but by your Father who is in secret, and your Father who sees in secret will repay you.
All right, thank you. As we've already established the fact that at least a few Wednesdays ago, when we began chapter 6, verse 1 through 18 is all discussing about how you practice your righteousness, okay? Righteousness that we need to possess is the righteousness that God gives us. And Jesus says, when you start doing what is right, according to God's standard, according to God's word, make sure that you do it for the right reason. And so here he's talking about your motive in your heart for why you are doing acts of righteousness, such as giving to the poor or the needy, when you pray, and then when you fast. So these are like the three acts of practices of righteousness that Jesus is talking about in the context. Making sure that you do it with the right reason and with the right motive. So we've established that fact a few Wednesdays ago. And so when we look at fasting, let me begin by asking you the question, does fasting have any physical benefits?
Yes.
Yes. What does it do? What does it do to your body? Say it. Okay, so it helps you lose weight. All right.
Makes you feel miserable.
Okay, all right, no Debbie Downer. Okay, so so lose weight, okay? All right, so let's take that lose weight for example, okay? Now, your doctor, let's just say hypothetically the doctor would tell their patient that, like, look, according to your weight, you're at a state where actually it's very unhealthy for you to be, this big or to weigh this much. And then so they may try to prescribe you some type of pharmaceutical medicine that will kind of help you to cut off or burn off the fat. Or they may tell you that you need liposuction or something. Or they may tell you that you need a gastric bypass surgery, which should only be offered in case if the person's life is at stake. But that should never just be an option just for people to take the easy way out, in my opinion. Really against gastric bypass surgery because that's actually what killed my mom. Yes, long-term effects from it. And so, anyways, but let's say like if you decide to take some advice from God's word, which should actually be our first resort, right? And knowing that fasting is a cutoff from food, will you be able to see some effects from it, physically speaking, let's say about a week down the road? Oh, absolutely, yes. Oh, absolutely, yes, you will. I guarantee you that if you fast the full, all fast, but just water or white grape juice, I guarantee you by the end of the week, you probably would have lost 10 pounds. I guarantee you. Yep. You don't think so?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? I've seen it happen. Yeah.
Well, I think
That's-
it's the major diet standpoint, what I see at work, and there's
Uh-huh.
social media.
Really? Oh, well, there's okay, well, all I'm saying is that this challenge was offered for us at Bear Valley in class during our Gospel of Matthew class, and one student that was there, he weighed, heavy man, I'd say he weighed well over, 230 pounds. And after his first week of fasting, he dropped down to 218. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, as long as you
We
add,
had him stand on the schedule. We wanted to see it for ourselves. We didn't believe it. And sure enough, yep, he lost 12 pounds in 1 week after eating no food at all, just water and white grape juice.
If you did that to Rick, he'd be down to 0.
well, if you add some Dr. Pepper to that, I think I could make it through it.
Well, there's no Dr. Pepper when it comes to fasting.
No.
All right, so I'd say Helping you lose weight, yes, it does. Okay, what are the physical benefits?
It helps your health in that instead of putting fuel in, your body starts burning that which has been restored, stored in peripheral.
Okay.
Is that what's that fat behind your belly?
I don't know. I know what you're talking about. I don't know what technical term.
Visceral.
Was it
Visceral fat.
Visceral.
Vis-
Visceral.
Visceral.
visceral
Visceral.
fat? Okay.
It's a mechanism of your body that it thinks it's in danger and it stores up calories and fat in that spot. That's why some men look like they have a beer belly, but it's not. It's because of eating wrong and so forth.
Yeah.
So fasting helps your body start burning waste and other things in your body.
Yes, because what it does is that, like, when you're not filling it with nutrients, it feeds off the nutrients from your saturated fats.
Yeah.
And that's what burns it off.
So it sets things back in pace,
In
I
pace.
guess you might say.
Yes. And to kind of go along with that, what you're saying, I would also include with that is that it helps you release all the toxins in your body as well. Because, I mean, if you're doing all fasting, you're drinking nothing but water and white grape juice, I mean, you're going to be constantly using the restroom, going number one, and you're flushing all of those nasty toxins out of your body. Studies have shown that. And so fasting has physical benefits, okay? Now, in context here, Jesus, although it has physical benefits, is Jesus wanting us to fast just because of the physical benefits? No. What other benefits are there in fasting? Spiritual
Closer to
benefits.
the Father.
Yes, spiritual benefits. And so when we look at Matthew 6, verse 16 through 18, he tells us, like he did with prayer and with almsgiving, when you fast. All right, stop right there real quick. So is fasting an option?
It doesn't sound like it.
It better be.
According to the text, no. According to the text, if we're going to take the text for what it says, when you fast, is that an option? Or is that an expectation?
Or is it a salvational issue?
I don't know. If it's
Fasting?
coming from the Messiah, who's teaching with all authority.
Well, I don't want to be argumentative. I think it's an option. It's private. It's a devotion. You decide for yourself to become more disciplined, self-controlled, and you do it for a spiritual reason.
Mm-hmm.
But nowhere in the New Testament are we commanded to fast.
Good job. This is not in the imperative mode, which means a thou shalt or a command. It's not in the command mode. But I will say that Christ does have expectations with his followers to fast.
And where were they in relationship to the law? It was still the law of Moses.
Mm-hmm. Correct?
So that's part of that.
Okay.
So that's why he says when it comes to fasting,
Mhm.
because the law.
Yeah. Okay.
And they were still under the old law.
Yeah.
I would say, well, almsgiving and prayer, wasn't that part of the old law too?
Well, those are given in the epistles
Mm-hmm.
to give to the poor
Uh-huh.
and to pray.
Okay, but now let's fast forward a little bit then. Okay, what about in the book of Acts after the church has been established? What about times when the apostles were thrown in jail and we find the church fasting and praying? Mm-hmm. I believe it's Acts chapter 4, chapter 5.
It still doesn't indicate that it's required.
I'm not
You
saying
know,
it's
They
required,
were
but
doing
I'm
it to
saying
draw
that
close to God, and
Yeah.
appeal for those in prison, right?
Yes, okay. I want to clarify. I'm not saying it's a requirement, but from what Jesus says, when you fast, that phrase sounds like words of expectation. Just like he expects us to give to the poor and help those in need. Just as he expects us to pray to him. I believe he also expects us to fast. Now, choosing when to fast, that option's up to you when you want to do it.
And how long?
And how long, absolutely. And so that is to be between you and God. But What I'm saying is that, or at least not just, what it is that I'm saying, but just from what the text has shown us, that when you fast, I mean, if Jesus expects his followers to at least fast, make a choice to fast, and when and how long, and do it between you and God, and to do it for the right reason, I think we should ought to consider maybe practicing it on our own, individually.
So, as a person, you decide to fast.
Mhm.
Who's going to know it besides you and God?
There you go.
Because if you start, I'm fasting,
Yeah.
that's the wrong reason.
Yes.
That's the wrong purpose. So
Yes.
Right.
That's right.
it did say they were fasting, but
Yeah.
As a collective,
Yes.
I can see that. But
Yeah.
even
But
if
keep-
I fast, it's a private thing.
It is a private thing, yeah. Which is why I say individually. I mean, individually, we should at least consider making a choice to fast. Making that choice to fast between you and God, and forever long that you want to fast, and to do it for the right reason. But he says, do not put on a gloomy face like the hypocrites do. And so you kind of get back to the whole point of like, well, I'm fasting. So you can picture somebody, at least like the Pharisees, who want to put on a show, and they look like they're fasting, and through fasting experience, you can look absolute normal. I mean, you can. I mean, even if you've been fasting for at least, like 2 or 3 weeks, you can still look absolutely normal. And it's by fixing your hair, washing your face, and if you don't do that, your hair comes in all messed up and everything, and face looks all greasy, you got some bags under your eyes and everything, you look pale, holding your stomach like that, and then somebody comes to you and says, man, what's wrong with you? You're all right? Oh, I'm just fasting. Yep. What does that come across as? Is that doing it for the right reason?
Kind of like a show off.
No, it is. It's kind of like a show off. And that's really what the Pharisees were doing. And like Jesus says, when it comes to almsgiving or prayer, they have their full reward. They have their reward in full, which is what?
Praise of men.
The praise of men. Yes, the praise of men. But it's not long till that praise of men and their applause stops. And is it worth giving up the reward, that's the eternal reward from your Father? Is it worth giving that up just for a temporarily 10-second applause of men? Well, to the Pharisees it was. So Jesus says, instead of acting like that, anoint your head and wash your face. And so this is what Jesus wants us to do regarding our fast. Keep our fast between us and God. It is not to be seen. And like I said, Jesus expects that we will fast when you fast. It is not a command, but Jesus expects certain time when we will fast. And when you do that between you and God, what does he say what the Father will do? He will reward you. Reward you. So fast the way that Jesus fasted. How did he fast?
He'd go in the wilderness.
Go in the wilderness. Woo, man. Now, I wouldn't say it goes as far as, into the wilderness, but the fasting that he partook of, was it intermediate or was it all fasting?
All fasting.
It was an all fasting. 40 days.
And there was other reasons, of course, behind all that.
Oh, of course there was. Yeah, there was. And so, fast the way that Jesus fasted, and you will receive rewards from your heavenly Father. Now, some of these rewards, people kind of wondered, well, what kind of rewards is he talking about? Well, could there be spiritual benefits and rewards? Absolutely. In fact, that's actually question number 1 that I have on the handout sheet. Is, what are the 5 spiritual benefits to fasting?
Bring you closer to God.
Bring you closer to God. Yes. Bring you closer to God. And I have this under strength. The strength, spiritual benefit to fasting, number 1, is that it strengthens your spiritual life. It strengthens and deepens your relationship with God. It brings you closer to him. How does it bring you closer to God?
You're not focused on self, you're focusing on him.
You're not focusing on self. You're focusing on him. You're focusing on God. Because let me ask you this, is food, physical food, is it a basic need for life? Absolutely. So if you're choosing to not focus on that basic need, then where's your faith and trust being put in? In God, yes. You're focusing on Him. You're trusting in Him. You're relying on Him. And boy, does it strengthen your relationship with God. Yes, it does. So strength is one spiritual benefit. What's another spiritual benefit we get from fasting?
Dependence on Him?
Dependence, I tie that in with strength.
Okay.
Yeah. How about this? How about confidence? Confidence. Because it gives you confidence knowing that you have control over your body and its desires. Once again, since food is a basic need for life, and without it, we will die, since it is a basic need, if you can deny yourself this basic need of food, then you'll gain confidence that you can win over other bodily desires. Confidence. Oh, yes. You gain confidence from it.
Would it help to build your faith, knowing that you're depending on God totally and He's going to take care of whatever your needs are?
Absolutely. I'd say I tie that in with confidence. I mean, it not only gives you confidence over your body, knowing that you can control over your body and all of its bodily desires, but also even confidence in your faith. I think that also ties in with strength, deepens your relationship and your faith and trust in God. What about time?
What?
Time.
Time?
Yes. Time. Time. Time's another spiritual benefit from fasting. Because when you are getting your focus off self and you're being focused and dedicated to God, it's given you time to use more in spiritual activities. Prayer, Bible study, and Christian service. How does it help you to kind of focus more of your time towards those areas?
You're not worrying about what you're going to eat or when you're going to eat it or when you're going to have time to fix it or whatever. You just spend your time in prayer with God.
Yes, and let me put it this way. Remember that old formula, and it's a biblical formula, that if you're ever having a bad day, what should you do? Pray. But what's going to help you to get out of that bad mood? Or helps you get your attention off that bad mood?
Help someone else.
Help somebody else. Okay. When you're fasting, you're going to be starving. Okay? Let's put it out there. Not beat around the bush. You're going to be starving. Your stomach's going to be hurting. And so the best way to help get your attention off of that is to use that time that you have more dedicated to studying, praying, and Christian service, doing good to others. Sometimes when you get your mind off of the pain by focusing your attention on doing something, it's almost like magic. You're like, wait a minute, I totally forgot that I was actually hurting from hunger. And so you have time. Spiritual benefit number 3 is that you get time, more time and service to God, in Christian service and doing good and praying and studying. And also, what about appreciation? Appreciation. How does fasting give you appreciation? This should be a no-brainer. What's that? Say that louder.
Appreciate that food.
You appreciate that food. Yes. You appreciate that food. I tell you what, going for weeks and fasting, not eating food. And even though, yes, it is important and wise to, when you decide to break the fast, to eat a piece of bread for your stomach's sake, and then wake up the next morning and to be able to take a full-on meal, wow.
Intensifies its taste, doesn't it?
Intensifies the taste, It gives you appreciation for the food that you have. Because let's face it, I mean, I know I'm not the only one in here that's a picky eater. Okay? We can all be picky eaters, am I right? Yeah, things that we like and things that we just don't like, that we just can't stand. Well, guess what? When you go through fasting and everything, you're going to get to a point where you're like, that one thing that I don't like, I wish I had right now so I can eat it. Because I now appreciate the food that I have. And so it gives you appreciation. It gives you gratitude. It gives you thanks to God for Him providing the food that you have at the table, no matter what it is. Whether it's overnight oats, whether if it is asparagus, Brussels sprouts, the things that many that don't like to eat. Well, guess what? Or liver, yeah. Liver, or maybe,
I don't know. That
is
one
it
helps us
achi?
enough.
Yeah, cow stomach. Is that right?
No, it's
Yeah, achi. Okay. I've been away from the reservation. I lost my touch. Yes. But anyways, like cow stomach on the reservation, that's good. Cow stomach and intestines, oh, that's so good. It's so good. But anyways, no matter what it is that you have on the plate in front of you, when you fast and decide to break that moment of fasting, you are going to deeply appreciate that food that you have. And you will most likely never want to complain about the food that's being served to you at all.
Do you forget how to chew?
What's that?
Do you forget how to chew?
Oh, from fasting? Yeah, because you haven't chewed so long? I don't know. It may end up turning into a motor.
Can't eat it fast enough?
So appreciation, and the last one I have here is reward. God compensates those who do this. So there's 5 spiritual benefits to fasting. Confidence. You have control over a body and its desires. If you can deny yourself of the basic need of food, then you'll gain confidence that you can win over other bodily desires. Time used for spiritual activities, prayer, study, and Christian service. Strength deepens your relationship with God, deepens and strengthens your faith that you have in God, brings you closer to Him, no doubt about. Appreciation, grateful when we finally eat food and have food, and then reward. God compensates those who do this.
If you're hungry, grab a Snickers.
Hungry, grab a Snickers. But like I said, if you've been
There's always
fasting,
that
start off
reward.
with something very small. Yes,
Yeah.
if you're doing the all fasting.
Always that.
When you
reward.
fast, you're going to have to be careful with your mood.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And you'll be, what's it, hangry?
Hangry.
Yes.
Hangry.
Yes.
You're going to have to really discipline yourself to be sweet when
Oh,
you
yeah.
want to bite somebody's head off.
Oh yes, absolutely. And I think this actually does tie in with the confidence as well. Because if you're able to deny the basic need of food, then you can have confidence to control over other bodily desires, even with the attitude of hangriness. And so, yeah, if you can have the ability to deny food, to go on a fast, then you have the ability to control your attitude and being hangry. Easier said than done. Oh, yes, easier said than done, but it's possible. Well, anyways, that is the simple, brief discussion about fasting and the spiritual benefits to it. And I do encourage everyone to really take to heart, those first 4 words in verse 16. And when you fast, to look at it with expectation, not a command, but with expectation. And to be encouraged and to know what the spiritual benefits that fasting offers you, and to even consider actually making that decision on your own between you and God to actually fast.
What is that verse?
18.
16. You're talking about, and when you fast? Yeah, yes ma'am, verse 16.
I fast when I sleep.
Can a person actually harm their body by fasting?
I'd say there's points that you get where you take it far to the extreme, because you need food. I mean, you need sustenance in your body, and that sustenance is nourishment, and that nourishment is food. And so it's a basic need for life. And so, yeah, no, there's going to come to a point where if you take it way too far to the extreme, yeah, you can do a lot of damage to your body.
It might not be good if you're going to do that to go to the extreme at first.
Well, I'd say this. I mean, if you already have medical issues, that's to the point where your doctor advises you that it's not a good idea to actually fast, then don't do it. Yes. And so I'd say if you do have medical issues, and maybe if you are at a weight that seems to be a little bit too much, and your doctor is concerned about your health, before you try fasting, consult with your doctor first. I want to advise that. I don't want to get in trouble. Somebody ends up hurting themselves medically, and they say, well, my preacher told me to fast, and then I get in trouble. Any other questions about fasting?
I usually skip lunch.
Also
Yeah.
wondering,
That's what I do.
like, could I fast for 40 days and still live like Jesus did?
Well, I'm not suggesting that you do it for 40 days.
I wouldn't think so.
And again,
It's
it
a
goes-
long time.
It goes back to the reason why you're doing it, okay? And so we have to consider this in mind is why am I fasting? Because Jesus here in the context is talking about motive. And is your motive just to see if you can actually beat the 40 days and beat Jesus and in fasting? Then it's like, no. That's probably the most horrible motive for why a person wants to fast is to see if they can beat Jesus' 40 days. I don't think I can, and I never will.
Didn't Moses go like 80 days?
I'm not
Like he did
familiar
40
with that
days.
one.
He did 40
No.
days, and then he came down from the mountain, and then
He may have done 40 days.
then he had,
days.
then he
40
had,
days.
and then he went
40
back up
days.
and
40
did it
days.
again.
Yeah, but
Huh?
he didn't do it for 80 days. But I mean, there was a break in between before he
Yeah,
went
he
back
went
up there again.
Down
Yes.
and then back up.
He went down. There was a break, a period of time, a gap, and then he went back up there again. And so,
Do we know that he did?
yes, he was for 40 days.
And he didn't eat or drink
But do we
anything.
know that he did
Moses, yes.
take food with him?
Nope.
He was in the
said that he
presence of
fasted.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, it did say he fasted.
Yeah, he fasted for 40 days, yes, up in the Mount Sinai because he was in the presence of God. Yeah. And so, yeah, I wouldn't recommend if your motive or reason is to try to break 40 days or to beat 40 days, that's not a good motive to have. Your motive should be, really from the benefits that you look at. If you're wanting to deepen your relationship with God and get closer to Him, and you choose to fast, do it. If you want to try to gain confidence over your body and its desires, then fast. Or if you have been so focused too much on like the materialistic things, which really fits the context of what Jesus is going to be discussing next in verse 19 through 34. But if you're wanting to get your attention and refocus your attention, back on matters of spiritual things, spiritual matters, then fasting will help you do that. Fast. If you want to learn how to be content and appreciate the food that you have, then maybe fast a little bit. Fasting will help you with that. And then so those are really the spiritual benefits to fasting, and I would even go to say like it should be also those reasons and motives for why we would want to fast. Does that make sense?
I have another question.
Yes, ma'am. Go right ahead.
If you decide you're going to fast, say, all right, I'm going to fast for like 3 days. If you find that you cannot do that once you have started, you just can't do it, you just give up, have you sinned?
No. Like I said, it's not a requirement. It's not a command. I'd say Christ has an expectation that we should fast for the right reasons, but it's not a command though. And so like if you start, let's say, and you went just 2 days and then you give up after 2 days, did you sin? No. Here's the thing, however long you want to fast, that is up to you, between you and God. That's between you and God. If it's for 2 days, that's fine.
You still accomplish something.
You still accomplish something,
So you
yeah.
don't feel like you failed.
Yeah. No. 'Cause again, let me clarify. The length of fasting and your decision to fast is between you and God. So if you decide that, I'm going to go 24 hours without eating, and you make that 24 hours, and then you stop, and then you tell yourself, well, I think I could have gone longer. Now I feel bad. I feel like I let God down. No, you didn't. You accomplished something. Yeah. And so the length of how long you want to fast, that's between you and God. If you want to do it for 2 days, 2 days. 1 day, that's fine. A week, that's fine. It's all between you and God.
You learn something, and the next time you want to do it, you'll have a better idea.
Yes, you will.
You'll,
You know what to expect.
How your body feels.
Yep.
Yeah. And then you might be able to go longer.
That's right.
But don't overdo it. Don't
Yeah.
go,
Don't overdo it.
lifting weights. If I went with you to lift weights and I
You
did
overdo
everything
it?
you did, what would happen to my body?
You probably overdid it. You'd probably be hurting. Yeah.
Yes.
So does that help answer your question, Dorothy? Okay, are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Do you have another question? Anybody else have a question? Okay.
On your last verse right there, Cory, I have to back up and say that you do this in secret.
Mhm.
This is you
Correct.
between you and God.
Mhm. Yes, sir.
Well, we couldn't hear.
Now, and no one,
He's just saying this
So,
is between you.
you're proving to a point to God that He's in control.
That's right. You're relying on God. Yes. You're giving Him control.
Whether you go 2 hours, 2 days, or 3 days,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
it's a total secret between you and Him.
That's right. Yes, it is. Between you and God.
And you're asking Him for help.
Yes.
I had a teacher one time that
You can't do this, Lord.
thought he
That's
was
right.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
you're asking Him for help.
Yes, you are.
Between
Yes.
strictly, I'm saying secret
Mm-hmm.
between you and Him.
That's right.
Do you believe in Him?
That's right. Yes, that's what it does. It strengthens your personal relationship with God between you and Him. You are, yes,
He's our Father.
that's right. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
So ask for a show of hands. Who's going to?
Nope,
Can't do it.
I ain't doing that. Nope.
I
Nice
had you
try.
going.
Yeah, nice try. I wasn't gonna fall for that one. Yeah.